A lot of things have happened in the last 9 months since the Lucas situation. Personally, I stayed neutral because I didn't believe the accusations at first, and a lot of people have pointed out the inconsistencies in some of the evidence and the claims that the anonymous OPs have presented. But what changed my stance on the situation was the involvement of Sasaengs, which many fans have pointed out. And it was also discovered that FTTM, one of the Sasaengs in question, got into an argument with WayV leader Kun on a plane because she bribed the staff to sit next to Yan Yan. Afterwards, she tried to spread fake rumors about Kun that were similar to Lucas's, and she is also threatening to do the same with Yan Yan. It was that point on that I decided to side with not only Lucas in the situation, but the members of WayV as well, because a lot of them are also receiving hate recently. Guilty by association, if you will. Now the reason why I'm making this video is not to talk about how I think Lucas will come back very soon, because the members of WayV have already indirectly confirmed that on numerous occasions. And whether you like it or not, Lucas was never removed from NCT, SuperM, or WayV. But what I do want to talk about is the Kpop stans that are constantly harassing the members, namely Lucas, over this situation, because in their mind, sending hate comments, threats, and making fun of Lucas is going to bring justice to the entire situation, when that is far from it. So, with that being said, let's explore 2 of the arguments that Lucas antis constantly bring up to justify why he is not innocent and guilty of SA. But before I begin, I do want to clarify that Lucas was never accused of SA to begin with, and that these claims were fabricated on social media because of mistranslation and misinformation on the situation. Lucas was at most accused of being a gaslighter, a gold digger, and for lack of a better words, a playboy. So if you see anyone say that Lucas harassed someone or coerced them into doing the nasty, they are wrong. And in the same breath, if you're here to hate on Lucas, WayV, or any of the groups or members that I mention, you will be blocked. The first argument that I've seen presented not only by lantis, but by many K-pop fans anytime a controversy erupts in the industry, is, and I quote, "Imagine defending a man, I would never lose my morals over a man." Firstly, morals are defined by the dictionary as a person's standards of behavior or beliefs concerning what is and is not acceptable for them to do. Basically, universal standards that state what actions are considered right or wrong. In my honest opinion, saying "imagine defending a man" is an irresponsible way of thinking, and it shows a clear bias against the male gender. In the case of Lucas, lantis clearly have a bias against Lucas because he is a man first and foremost. But the reality is that it doesn't matter what gender you identify as, what race you are, or your religion. SA can happen to anyone. Another argument that I have seen from lantis is that Lucas's situation has negatively impacted WayV's activities as a group, as well as their solo endeavors. I'd like to argue that this isn't entirely true. Recently, Ten began appearing as a judge on a dance competition show based in China. During the promotions for the NCT 2021 Universe album, not only did 5 out of 7 members participate on the album with the English song Miracle, but they also got to actively participate in corresponding schedules related to the album's release in the respective units that promoted the album on Korean music show programs. Win-Win was not able to partake in the album because he was believed to be in China filming for an upcoming drama. I could bring up other things in addition to the aforementioned activities, but any effect that Lucas's situation has had on WayV, and their promotions arguably was either at a minimum or to no effect at all. And as far as SuperM, the group has been on an indefinite hiatus due to members Baekhyun and Taemin respectively serving in the Korean military, as I believe because they are the main and lead vocalists of SuperM. This is the reason for their promotional activities as a full group being at a standstill, leaving the remaining active members to focus on their own solo and group endeavors. Finally, I want to address the enabling of lantis bullying, gaslighting, and making colorist remarks against Lucas. I've seen people call him a monkey because of his natural darker skin tone, people making fun of his skills as a vocalist, rapper, dancer, and overall performer, calling him a dozen. And in addition to making other malicious remarks about Lucas, I've seen defamatory fan-made articles about him allegedly not shaving his beard and being in a depressive state. But the worst offenders of this situation are the K-pop fans wishing Lucas himself, his supporters, and anyone who has either defended him or remained neutral to the situation thus far to unalive themselves. Now YouTube is very sensitive about certain words, so if you know what I mean by that phrase, then you know how immature and, for lack of a better words, apathetic some lantis are. It's one thing to dislike Lucas and not pay attention to him. But it's another thing to wish someone you don't even know in real life to unalive themselves and that they deserve it. Making fun of someone's appearance, their mental health and wishing for them to leave this earth, is not and should never be okay under any circumstances. You can't call someone a monkey in the name of supporting victims. You cannot tell someone to unalive themselves in the name of supporting victims. If you think it's okay to say these things online when talking about serious topics, K-pop aside, then you shouldn't be talking at all. Because you don't have the maturity or the human decency to have this conversation.
Girl, shut the fuck up. You thought you ate that? Bitch, you...
Regardless of where you stand in the Lucas situation, we can all agree that it is morally wrong to wish something bad upon someone, make fun of their mental health, and just overall be a bully. Lantis have argued that people who are neutral or who defend Lucas are losing their moral over a man. But in the same breath, they are losing their morals over a man by wishing Lucas and his supporters to unalive themselves, making racist and colorist remarks as well as bullying him online and allowing that behavior to go on forever. I originally used to find Woojin antis annoying because once his innocence was proven, people failed to do their research and admit their ignorance and their wrong judgment in the situation. But even though SM has failed to formally announce they would sue for defamation on Lucas's behalf, I have come to find people who actively hate on Lucas more annoying than those who hate on Woojin. So, the biggest issue I have with lantis is their hypocrisy regarding the whole situation. Because throughout the past several months, they have been policing people and virtue signaling people who support Lucas or remain neutral. Because being neutral according to them means people are quote-unquote, going against themselves, only like him for his mid-visuals, and don't side with the victims. But staying neutral does not mean that. Being neutral means not to take sides, especially when in a conflict, and not to express views or feelings. In addition, I have an issue with their blatant disregard for people's mental health and overall physical well-being, under the pretense that they support and believe the victims. And that's all I have for today's video. Let me know what you think in the comments below. But please be respectful regardless of how you feel, or I will not hesitate to delete your comment and block you from my channel. Also, please like this video, and if you want to, subscribe and press the bell icon because you never know when I'll make another video. Thank you so much for watching. Have a wonderful day and please stay safe.